It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see the dynamic Alvin Kamara.
He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. It's the Black Knights and the Nighthawks, next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for this visiting Omaha club, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a former most valuable player of the National Football League, the always dangerous Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The numbers for White a week ago. 15 carries, 96 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
They snap it at one. Now it's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Jackson fighting through pressure. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. In motion, right goes Hopkins. Play action. It's Jackson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And that is a historic run for him, partner. With that pickup, he just broke Lamar Jackson's 2019 record for most yards in a season by a quarterback. No one has done it better across a 16 or 17-game schedule. Now his name will be forever linked.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Jackson. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
And cue the applause, and there it is for him. The mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just the 3rd quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. That's a season's worth of work and a huge commitment to get him the touches that he needed to make that happen. Congratulations.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Now they go screen, it's complete. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. When you look at this defense, they come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Now Jackson. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winners. You get a look at Baker Mayfield.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 20 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now Mayfield. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Throwing, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reed. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Mayfield down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power, but not a ton to show for it. Now 2nd and 9. They run it again with Kamara. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. We're scoreless after 1. St. Louis football here to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And it's caught. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Kamara. Touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Nighthawks offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. The tight end in motion right. Here's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Jackson now. Now he's flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Second and goal from inside the 5. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down. Jackson's going to keep it. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Nighthawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Now, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Mayfield. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Nighthawks offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles' defense very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
Motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that flag accepted. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Nifty job there on the scramble. Got 12 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Right, here's Estime. And before he could even get started, that's going to go down a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Their entire offense has been centered on him, and he's been carrying the load with ease. 100 yards rushing in a game for a quarterback is rare. In a single half, darn near a masterpiece.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. So the drive will indeed continue. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Gain of 8, a new set of downs. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing is Jackson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. From the gun, Jackson. Knock this one through, and that will knot us up at 10. Maybe a nice psychological boost that we head towards half.
Coach 101 always says halftime like it's on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
And up to about the 26-yard line. 25. One final go for this offense here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how in this situation they decide to take a shot.
So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Black Knights offense and the veteran Alvin Kamara getting set for this next possession. And take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. He is right up there amongst the best in the NFL. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
And again, it's Mayfield. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Von Hargrave, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way.
And the pressure gets to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now it's Peterson. And some strong running. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities, tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
From an offensive perspective, that was a tough run. He only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They managed 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. They'll try to pick this up on the ground. And got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, that's deep for Duvernay. Touchdown! Devin Duvernay, his first touchdown on the year. And the Nighthawks have taken the lead. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
What a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the 2nd half.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 20-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. Quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. From the gun, Mayfield. And he rifles one incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me, it's throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And they are able to stop it. He does take it all the way to the a 2. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Mayfield. And it's caught. Touchdown. Michael Thomas. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Black Knights are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Moody good with the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. Touchdown! A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys are going to take the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Drake Jackson drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This is good as well. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The visitor offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it. Yeah,
hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. This is White on the screen. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Mayfield now. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. A give to Kamara running right.
Brought down at the 20. Second and 7 from the 20.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
53 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 1. Run it with Kamara. And he is not going to get big bop in 1. They're out again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. They'll let the fullback try to come home. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Adam Prentice, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Black Knights are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Omaha's offense back out for another series. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up.
They start the drive with White. And only able to get two. He stopped at the 30.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly. They would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. Jackson. In trouble, and he's taken down.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Throwing, Mayfield. And going deep for Hill. He knocks the ball away, and it falls in.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You still think that one play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it wasn't complete.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to kick it away. On the return is Peterson. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Running out of the gun with White. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, Estime. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now it's Jackson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
To the 36-yard line, stop there. Well, hang on here. DeAndre Hopkins is shaken up, so we're going to have a pause for an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Myers in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Mayfield to throw. Connecting with Hill.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. It's complete. Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So a player's shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. This is 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Mayfield. Flushed out right. And he will slide down with a good gain. A big play looming on 3rd down. Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And that not what they wanted. They lose yards on 1st down. They stay on the ground with White. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide things, so it's on to overtime here as the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down.
Play action. It's Jackson.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Now Hill to return it.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return.
So here's the home side to take over on offense. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Gets this one to Hill. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
To throw, Mayfield.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's J.K. Scott now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. This is taken at the 23. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return.
Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is thrown at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
Here's Jackson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Option play, here's White.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Cameron Jordan able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Jackson. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now 2nd and 5. Mayfield. They complete it to Hill. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, Johnson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. A toss left side. Johnson looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Baker. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Here's J.K. Scott now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is brought in at the 21. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. All right, Charles, so this offense, they need to mount something here. Time is dwindling. They can't get anything going on this drive. This one might end in a tie.
Yeah, that clock putting a little extra pressure on them, right? So now, as you look at the playbook, what are you breaking out? Is there something you haven't used before? Is there something you used earlier that you can go back to? Or can one of your guys just make one of those big-time plays that decides this game?
Now Jackson. That's caught left side by the tight end Gray. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Jackson to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Throwing, Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Gray. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that's it. No double overtime until the playoffs rolled around, so that means this one ends in a tie.
Yeah, that's ultimately unsatisfying for both teams, the fan bases. Heck, for us.
True.
We came here to see a winner, right?
We did.
Winner and a loser. We didn't get it. We end up with a tie. Everyone walks away. A little bit cranky on this one.
Meh.
Yeah,
MEH, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.